Hey everyone, welcome to a new video where I'll show you how to get Tom's simple storage mod. Basically, we can get this mod by searching on Forge for Tom's simple storage mod, going to files, then mod loader, and selecting our preferred version, like fork for any Minecraft version. In my case, it's version 1.20.1. We'll click the three buttons and then get file. It's that simple to download this mod. We'll save the file using Windows plus R, okay? Type app data, hit OK, go to roaming Minecraft, and save it in the mods folder. If the folder doesn't exist, right click, create a new folder, and name it mod. So yeah, it's that easy. The other options are unrelated and optional, alright? And that's it, we're done. What's the purpose of the inventory connector in Tom's simple storage mod? Well, basically the inventory connector serves as the nexus of our inventory, right? Tom's storage mod's main function is to simplify player inventory management, okay? When I say inventory management, I mean resource management, not just your personal inventory. It manages resources we'd normally store in individual chests, you know? For example, if we connect an inventory connector, it shows we have 108 slots, see? If I add more chests in contact, the grid expands to 862 slots. If I break this connection, you'll see it drops to 0 slots, right? Why? Because it's not in contact anymore, get it? So now I can access all resources using a grid or similar interface, okay? And this is basically what the terminal does, okay? There we have 64. Now if I start gathering a bunch of logs, right? I start putting 64, 64, 64 here. When I open it, it'll show 256, okay? I can take stacks easily or even put them directly from here. It stores items optimally, so I don't waste inventory space. So this is a way to keep all resources here. We can search for items too, okay? If I search for oak, the oak log will show up. So yeah, it's a really cool feature, and that's the basic. How do terminals work? There are two terminals in Tom's storage mod, okay? We have the connector and the base already. Then we have terminals with these crafting recipes. As you can see, there's a big difference between the storage and crafting terminal. The crafting terminal costs 4 diamonds just to add a crafting table. Yes, the difference is that both let us access the inventory connector, alright? As you see, I can access chests now, but not the inventory connector. If I use a storage terminal, I can access all materials. Well, the difference between storage and crafting terminals, as you're seeing, is simply we can change the terminal size, which was also possible here, okay? It's just the ability to add crafting, that's all, okay? So the configurations are the same, except for this one. It basically says don't push crafted items to player inventory, but to the terminal instead. That's what this setting means. Everything else is the same. So that's how terminals work. We can place it anywhere, and that's it. It's that simple. How does the level emitter work in Tom's simple storage mod? Basically, we connect it here, right click, and say, okay, what do we want it to emit? We want it to emit if it detects an oak block, right? So we're going to put an oak block here. Now, as you see, it's marked because there are 256 blocks. If I want it to trigger at 400, it'll be off. At 264, not yet. Minus 10 should be, minus 100. There, 250, 256, that's it. If we go up to 256, it doesn't trigger. At 255, it does, okay? So that's what the level emitter does. Here we can set it to emit when there's more or less than specified, okay? And that's it. There's no equal to, but if you need that, just set it one above, right? For exactly 256, set it to 257. It's the same, right? But I guess it wouldn't have been hard for them to add this feature. So yeah, it's that simple. How does the inventory trim in Tom's simple storage mod work? Well, basically, this terminal here has 162 slots. If I take an inventory trim and put another chest here, right? Now it's showing that it has 216 slots. It basically functions like a kind of cable, you see? If I put chests on top of it here too, in contact, right? It would add those as well, okay? So now you see it has 324 slots. It's a way to have a cable, you know? Not much else. Don't think a cable wouldn't connect chests, okay? The difference is that cables need to connect to the inventory connector. If the cable isn't connected to the inventory connector, it won't work. Plus the cable might also require this, okay? An inventory cable connector and such. We usually use inventory trim to link chests, but for other inventories, use cables. Actually, not just recommend, you must use cables. Cables are clearly more expensive, right? And that's for a reason, so that's it. How does the inventory cable work? Well, in Tom's simple storage mod, as I mentioned, we have the inventory trim to connect directly with chests, right? In case we need it and such. So what's the cable for if we already have the inventory trim? It's used to connect between connectors, okay? Here you can see 2 connectors, each one Let's give each its own space. This connector has 54 slots, okay? And this other one has, I'll break this. This has 324 and 54 slots. Now I'll place the inventory cable. As you see, they still have the same, okay? Even if I add an inventory trim, it won't sum up their slot. What I can do is make them share chat. Let's see if I join here, they should share chat. Let's check. 324 and this one 378. See how this one shares chests with the other? Alright, I can do this with some cables and a connector cable, okay? We can link this inventory to that one, like this, got it? So what happens next? I open this terminal. No, let's grab a different item, okay? Here we have 64 targets, right? I open it. 64 targets, perfect. Open here, 256 slots and 64 targets, okay? It's a way to have multiple inventories. You can connect directly to inventory trim, but then both inventories will link, see? So when I open it, 256, 64, 256, 64, right? So you don't use two inventory connectors for that, and that's it. Simple as that. How does the paint kit work? Well, in Tom's simple storage mod, we have cables and such. The paint kit lets us paint, simple as that. There are some blocks we can paint, like these ones here. So how do we use the paint kit? Well, let's say we want to paint in a color. Let's pick this one. It's cool, right? We just adapt it, okay? Right click, and now the color's saved as crying obsidian. Paint any surface, it'll look like that. See, it doesn't shine or have shader effects, but it's the same color. Not same properties though, got it? So that's how we do it. Works with connector cables too, as you've seen. No problem at all. And this way we can camouflage the cables more, or even color them in different colors. I'm not sure if you can use this as, look, no, you can't use it as a color, okay? And the slab, well, that doesn't work either. They have to be full blocks, all right? This would be useful if we want to color a cable white. We can do it easily, okay? That way we could tell different cables apart, for example. The problem is we can't see the cable anymore, got it? And there's no way to remove the cable, okay? There's nothing you can do to remove the color, so just keep that in mind, all right? How do the different cable connectors work? Okay, we have 3 connectors, cable connector, one with a filter, okay? And another called frames. Basically, these connectors make one inventory accessible from another, okay? This one's the same, but it adds a filter, okay? And this one's like the main one, but paintable, okay? These are the crafting recipes, okay? That's easy. I had an example here, but it's not visible. Let's make it visible. So I take a cable connector, okay? I want to send the inventory here, 64 targets, to this other connector. So I connect them with cables. Here's 64 targets, and here's our inventory. 256 oaks with 64 targets, okay? Now we could use a filter, right? Filter it and say, hey, I just want this type of item, okay? Here's allow matching or reject matching, got it? See, what I'm doing here is not allowing, I'm saying don't let anything in here pass through. Since it's empty, everything passes through, okay? I set high priority, highest, lowest for when there are multiple filters, right? It says don't leave the last item in the slot. Well, that's basically what the different connectors do. It's that simple. And the last one you can just color, okay? With this here, you set it, assign a color, crouch, right click twice, and done. It's that simple. How does inventory proxy work? Its definition can be a bit ambiguous. It says extends the face of the block it's pointing at. What's this useful for? Well, if you have an inventory connector and assign this color, right? See how the arrows point that way? Now you have more places to target, okay? Normally, this inventory connector, right? If I take this storage terminal and right click, I can open it. If I put it here, I could open it too, right? This is basically an extension of the inventory connector, okay? And that's it, not much else to it. It's not really that useful, honestly. Many tutorials don't even mention it, but there you have it. How did wireless terminals work? We have the wireless terminal and the advanced wireless terminal, okay? They basically extend our terminal's range to 16 blocks, and then there's the advanced one, okay? Well, how does it work? The wireless terminal lets us open a terminal from 16 blocks away. See? If I look there, it highlights, and I can open it from here, okay? We're 16 blocks away. All right, then we have the advanced wireless terminal, which you approach one, okay? For example, wireless, right-click, it's assigned. We can open it without even looking at it, okay? So we have to assign it first. It has a 64 block range, but if I put a level 1 beacon next to it in the same chunk as the terminal, okay? I'll put it right here. Boom, boom, boom. Right in the same chunk. All right, let's make sure we're in the same chunk. I can't remember how to do it. Press F3 plus C, okay? See? It's in the same chunk. Perfect. Now I can access this terminal across the whole dimension. If I move 64 blocks away, I'm way beyond 64 blocks, see? Pretty obvious. I can still access it. What if I set this beacon to level 4, the max level? Level 4 means 4 layers, right? That's 9x9, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, okay? Then I follow the pyramid shape, got it? We all know what a max level beacon looks like, right? I'm following the pyramid shape, okay? One more layer, a max level tower. I won't place all blocks, but I can access it everywhere. So there you have it. All right, how do the filters in Tom's Simple Storage mod work? Basically, we have 3 filters. One that allows multiple items to be filtered. Another can filter items by damage or by their tag. One only allows inserting existing inventory items, and another filters items using tags. These are the crafting recipes. So where are they applied? Well, they're applied in a basic item, like an item hopper, for example. You'd take the item filter and put items here. Let's use the oak as an example. You'd put items here and say, all like this don't pass, or if rejected, only oak passes. We also have tags, where you choose what types you want, like only logs or oak trunk. This can be useful for mods and such. And finally, the polymorphic item filter, okay? Let's put the polymorphic item filter here. As you see, there was another inside. We'll put oak here, alright? We'll put half here. And as you can see, it doesn't move, right? Now, if I put 32 here, you'll see it starts moving due to the filter. The filter allows items to enter if they match those already in the inventory. It's that simple. Alright, let's see how the basic inventory hopper works, okay? It's just a hopper, right? A normal one, which basically points... this would be the top and this the bottom, got it? For example, this chest sends items down and connects to a connector, okay? A normal hopper can't connect to a connector, but this one can, see? It's basically for moving items from one connector to another. Importantly, this basic inventory hopper works with different item filters, okay? There are descriptions, polymorphic, and tag filters, okay? So yeah, that's how it works. And that's simple. With this, we've explained the entire Tom's Simple Storage mod. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in future videos.